Hello and welcome to Dungeon Dining with me, the Dragon, Stale Rice. If you're not new to my show, you know I've done a handful of Vietnamese recipes. I focused on recipes that are not as well known as the most well-known dish in Vietnam, pho. Well, today I have the ingredients and the time, so I figured it's about time I make pho. Alongside chi choy, banana soup in Vietnamese, pho was a favorite of mine when visiting my Hanoi, which, as you might remember, means grandma in Vietnamese, on the father's side. In this video specifically, I'm making Pho Bo, which is beef pho. Now, I've made pho ga before, chicken pho, but beef pho is my favorite kind of pho. So today, that's what we're making. With all that in mind, let's get to cooking. How long does pho take to make again? Hey Doc, do you mind helping me out here?
No time. I need to find Marty.
Okay, what about you, Doc?
Yeah, no.
Well, guess we're not taking any shortcuts, but at least we have video cuts. Speaking of which. And here we are. Alright then, since it's gonna be a long process, I don't want to get my paws dirty, so first things first, I have some water boiling. Now we're not making stock yet, we're just getting the nasty stuff off of the bones. Speaking of which, here they are. I have here 2 pounds of beef shank bones from a local butcher. Now typically my Hanoi would use beef knuckles, but these will also work just fine. And we're letting these go for about 5 minutes. Now don't worry, we're not losing flavor here. We're making our broth nice and clean. Here we go. In the meantime, I'm heating up our aromatics. Now these are going to be crucial to our pho. We have some Clementine peel sliced up. We have cloves, we're using 5. I have your 5-star anise, 2 cinnamon sticks, I'll break these up real fast, and about 2 tablespoons of coriander seeds. So for now, we'll let those heat up, and after that, we'll be putting them in tea bags. I'll let them stay there on medium heat for a couple minutes. Alright then, we got some gross floaty stuff on the top of our pot, so I think it's ready to dump. See all that stuff right there? Alright, let's dump that stuff. Then we're going to rinse it a little bit too, make it all nice and clean. Now bear in mind, I got most of that out. But while we're cooking, there's still going to be scum coming to the top. But this stuff right here took care of most of the work. So I'm going to get some more water boiling, and then we're going to put the bones back. Now the nice thing is, those are not the only bones going in there. We also have some beef short ribs. So once we have that back to a boil, we'll be putting that in there alongside the ribs. Alrighty then, so our aromatics should be done right now. Aside from the aromatics, I have some onions and some ginger. So we're going to put these directly on the burners to let them char. Now look at that beautiful char. That's exactly what we want here. And the water's boiling. So I think it's about time to bring our bones back. Very gently now. Now our onion. And our ginger. And our short rib. Now by the end, we're slicing the meat off the bones here. And next, we're putting our aromatics in tea bags. Oh wow, look at that. You see that? We already have some scum. Let's get that stuff off of there. Bear in mind, getting the scum is a continuous process. Alrighty then. Now the bags. Now we'll add a chunk of rock sugar. If you don't have or can't find rock sugar, use about a tablespoon of brown sugar instead. I have 4 cloves of garlic. And now we're going to add about 2 tablespoons of fish sauce. Now just look at that broth going. We're going to turn it down to low for now. Now keep your eyes on this. We're going to let it go for about another couple hours. I'll see you all in just a bit. See that? And there we go. That's 2 hours. So right now we're going to fish out our ginger and our onion. We have the ginger and onions out, and also we have the short rib out as well. Now I'll be slicing up this meat and be putting the bones back in the broth. Also, I'll be adding some meatballs. I'm letting those cook up, but when the broth is done, I'll be slicing them up as well. Now I'm keeping this on simmer for another 4 hours. But 1 hour before it's done, we'll be prepping our garnishes and our noodles. In which case, I'll see y'all in just a bit. Alright then, I don't know if y'all can see here, but we have 1 hour left until the broth's done. So with that in mind, let's get our garnishes together. We have beet sprouts, Thai basil, cilantro, limes, and white onion. Now before serving these, you have to wash them. And also on the side, I have some water boiling. That's gonna be for our rice noodles. Alright then, let's get to chopping. So here's our veggie garnishes, but we're not done yet. We have here some more meat, in particular bottom round steak, sliced very thinly. And we're putting slices of this into our bowls, raw. Yes, yes, you heard me, raw.
Roll! Roll! Roll!
Don't worry, it's so thin the pho broth is going to be hot enough to cook it. So let's slice that too. And next we're fishing our meatballs out of the broth. After that, we're going to slice them in half for serving. Now you don't have to if you like them whole. Alrighty, now we have a platter with all of our meats. And now just one more thing, our rice noodles. Now we're dunking these in that boiling hot water. Bear in mind there are tools made for this. I just happen not to have them right now. And now for the grand finale. We have our garnishes, our meats, our noodles, and we have bowls ready for the broth. And for the broth, we're gonna take out our tea bags and our bones. Now, just look at all those freaking bones. And now let's put some broth into these bowls. Alright, that's everything. And now we have here our finished pho. Gosh, that took a while, but we did it. Gosh, making and eating that pho really brought me back to visiting my Benoi. I remember being really excited, going to her house, ready to eat some pho, and she would spend all day on it. Next thing you know, pho's ready, and I start to dig in, and she would stop me. She would say, "No, come, no, sauce, add sauce first," because Hoisin and Sriracha sauce are pretty much essential to eating pho. So I would add a squirt or two, stir it up, and start to eat, and she would say, "No, come, more sauce." Oh gosh, she was great. Now I heard about this Tyler Atkin guy. Let's see, he opened a pho restaurant and he made a video about pho. Anyways, that's that. And in any case, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you next time in my dungeon.